Today we will be looking at houses in Laguna Beach, drive around, talk about what the market is doing here, as well as kind of all of Orange County. If you're not aware, my name is Ian. I'm a local realtor in Orange County. I do work some of other parts of Southern California, like San Diego County and LA County, but primarily Orange County. So what has been happening in Laguna Beach? Well, the median sales price has been very choppy all year. We're at $3.1 million right now, and it kind of went up to 4 million, down to 2.5, and now we're sort of just in the middle as we approach the end of the year. Now, days on market has almost shifted toward a neutral market. We were in a relatively hot seller's market about 9 months ago in the first couple months of the year, and now we're almost 60 days on market before a home gets into escrow. Now, this is a very delayed data statistic, so I wouldn't be surprised if a couple months from now it's actually closer to 70. But as of right now, approaching that neutral market territory, still in favor of sellers. Now, pending transactions, this is the big one. We are now roughly at around 10 homes in escrow. That is an indication of buyer demand, which surprisingly is currently at the lowest level since the financial crisis. In fact, I believe with the recent data we got out, we are currently seeing buyer demand lower than the financial crisis of 2008. Now, active listings have been on a slow uptrend all year. I think we're approaching 180 right now. So if you are a buyer for Laguna Beach, this is a pretty interesting time to start looking at homes. There is more negotiating power than ever before for at least the last 3 to 4 years, and you can definitely get homes a few percent off of list price. I've seen it as high as 10% off list price. Now, it's not all. Some are still selling for multiple offers within the first month or so, but majority of homes are sitting significantly longer than they were a year ago. Now, if you are a seller and you're thinking of selling in Laguna Beach, expect your home to sit on the market for longer. There's less buyers looking right now. Mortgage rates are higher at around 7% at the time I'm making this video. And as you can see, in an indication of buyer demand, your house will sit on the market for a lot longer. And my advice to you would be to be realistic on price. Don't list your home for that shoot for the moon number. If you are truly wanting to sell, be realistic. And if you're just trying to get a high price for your home and you're not really wanting to sell, this is not the market for doing that. Specifically in coastal Orange County, that's kind of what we're seeing. Now, the trend for overall Orange County we are sort of seeing that shift where homes are sitting on the market for twice as long as they were at the beginning of the year. Inventory has almost doubled in most cities here. So that trend is sort of very similar to all of Orange County. It is more emphasized in coastal OC, like today, the area we're going to see in Laguna Beach. So we are on Laguna Canyon Road right now. There are two ways to get into Laguna Beach. You have PCH and Laguna Canyon Road. Those are the two main roads, or really the two only roads that you can get into the city. Oftentimes, this road is pretty busy on weekends, particularly in the summer, as Laguna Beach is definitely a tourist destination. Now, this house, we won't be driving directly on the beach, so we're gonna take more of an inland route. But later in the video, we'll drive the coastal route, and you can see what the view is like there. If you're familiar with Laguna Beach, you do know that it has some of the best beaches in all of Orange County. All right, we are approaching a very famous road in Laguna Beach. This is the one that feels like you're going up a roller coaster sometimes. I know on the video it doesn't really seem like it, but we do go pretty vertical on this road. It's kind of fun to go down. Sometimes you get some crazy skateboarders going down this road, and sometimes it does not end well for them. Now, as you can imagine, Laguna Beach does demand some of the highest dollar per square foot for all the real estate here. And if you have an ocean view, that dollar per square foot goes up significantly more. So the house we're looking at today is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,600 square feet, and just under $4 million. up here is a lot more secluded versus down by Main Beach. You have a lot more foot traffic, a lot more traffic in general going by your house. Whereas up here, you don't really have to worry about any of that. Now, this is closer to one of the most famous hikes here called Top of the World. It's a really nice walk, roughly, I would say 30 to 40 minutes up and down. And you can check out the sunset or the sunrise, and it's really beautiful. The issue you will have is in June, you get June gloom, and you probably won't be able to see much of the coastline from that Top of the World hike. But we are approaching this house right now, and as you can see up here, you get a lot more street parking compared to further down, closer to the beach. Those communities, it's a lot more of a hassle to park, whereas up here you have a lot more freedom, but you are further away from the beach. So it'll be an interesting contrast between what you get up here for a similar price as to what you get directly on one of the main strips in Laguna Beach. As you can see, or maybe you can't tell, but it is very gloomy today. You can't see any ocean from up here. Normally you would have an ocean view from this street. Sort of feels like we're having June gloom right now in November. This will give you an idea of the surrounding homes and what it looks like around the house itself. And entering through the home, you can see you have tile flooring, and this is actually real hardwood floor down here. It looks like it was engineered flooring at first, but it is in fact real. And there's quite a lot of natural light. The ceilings are extremely high, which I really like about this house. Countertops, they are quartz. Kitchen is pretty updated. It is kind of interesting to have a different color island compared to the other countertops. Here we are in the living room. Again, these windows are updated as well, dual pane. You have a nice little patio entering out outside. Now this would have been a pretty nice view, but it is very, very hazy today, unfortunately. Going back through the home, we're going to go take a look at the primary bedroom. And on the right here, we will see a little half bath. So that's kind of nice. If you have guests over, they don't have to use your own bathroom. Entering into the primary bedroom, you have dual pane windows. Again, a decent amount of natural light, which is kind of nice. I will say the closet space is a little small. You don't have a walk-in closet, just those older style closets that slide open. Here we have the primary bathroom, pretty updated, quartz countertops, standing shower. It does feel a little small in here, but what you'll find with Laguna Beach homes, they often don't have huge bathrooms unless they've been completely gutted and made a little more modern. But I do really like the high ceilings in the bedroom and the living room on this top floor. Heading downstairs, we'll check out the other 3 bedrooms and get an idea of how big the backyard is here, because that is another thing that you'll find in Laguna Beach. Most homes are built on the hill, so sometimes you get a yard and sometimes you don't, unfortunately. So a couple guest bedrooms here. This one is just a nice spare bedroom if you have friends staying over, or if you have a few kids, they can hang out here. Kind of nice to have that own separation between your primary bedroom and a guest bedroom. So this house is a 4-bed, 2.5 bath, so all the bedrooms downstairs will share this full bathroom here. So if you have every single room full of guests or kids or friends, then it could get a little crowded. So entering into the backyard, this is a pretty good sized backyard for Laguna Beach at this price point. Now you have a ton of trees, which makes it very private, a lot of usable outdoor space, which is really nice, not too common in Laguna Beach. And then you have your washer and dryer in here. Kind of nice to have a completely separate room just for laundry. Okay, so that was roughly $4 million up in the hills of Laguna Beach. And now we're going to look at what $4 million gets you much, much closer down below, walking distance to the beach. And the square footage wise is a lot different. The house we're looking at right now is roughly 1,000 square foot smaller than the one that we just looked at, and this is also a 3-bedroom instead of a 4-bedroom. All right, it does look like that fog is starting to clear up a little bit. You can start to see more of the water, so I imagine this house is going to have a pretty nice ocean view. Unfortunately, we couldn't really see it in the last house because of all the fog that's happening, but we are closer to the main strip of Laguna Beach right now. So we're turning on to PCH actually, and this is sort of the main strip. This is the road that goes from coast to coast in California. You stay on this, you can go all the way up north. And we are a little further away from Main Beach on this road right now, but still you have a ton of coffee shops, lots of little shopping, retail areas, and overall this is the street where most people will go. You have bars, ton of different restaurants, many different hotels, ranging from affordable ones, you know, a few $100s a night, all the way up to a couple $1,000s a night if you want to spend that much money. And then you do have the tram, which runs more often in summer, but still it has 1 or 2 a day, I believe, in the winter months. In the summer, you have 3, 4, 5 a day that will take you all the way down to Dana Point. Again, it's completely free. You don't have to pay for anything. So if you want to just hang out, spend the day on the tram, going up and down the cities, checking it out, that is a pretty popular tourist thing to do. Not too many people actually know about it until you get to Laguna Beach and you figure it out. But it is pretty fun to do. I did it with my fiance. And yeah, you can go to one of the parks in Dana Point and then take the tram all the way back up to Laguna Beach, hang out on Main Beach. Laguna Beach is a very long coastal city. You have probably 10 to 15 minutes in between North and South Laguna, depending on how much traffic you have on PCH. And the house we're looking at right now is very, very South Laguna, so it's borderline Dana Point. We're actually kind of close to the Dana Point Marina from where this house is going to be, and it'll be a lot closer to beaches compared to the one that we just looked at. So definitely going to see a good contrast between what $4 million gets you down here and what $4 million gets you up in the hill. And that fog is starting to clear just a little bit, so I don't know how much of an ocean view we're going to have from this house, unfortunately. It'll probably be still a little covered. All right, we are approaching the road, headed to that house, so you can kind of see what the street looks like on the way to the home. Again, we are doing broker preview today, so there probably will be a few people checking out this house as well. The street situation is much, much different when you're closer to the beach compared to up in the hills, because as you can see, there's hardly any street parking here. The roads are a lot narrower, sometimes not enough room for more than one car, so you have to pull over, let the other one pass. But the give and take is definitely notable. You are a lot closer to the beach here if that is important to you, and you will likely have a nicer view at this home compared to the one up there. But if you do value a lot more space, a lot more privacy, then being up in the hills is certainly something that you might want to consider if you are looking in Laguna Beach. But yeah, this is a very narrow road to get to this house. I imagine parking is not going to be ideal here. In fact, I will just pull over right here. It does look like there is something being built here, either 1 or 2 single family homes, but view is clearing up. You can see some of that ocean. A little bit of road noise here, but nothing too serious. This is a very private road, actually. Walking up the main entrance to the house, you do have a 2-car garage right below where I'm standing here. And as you can see, this house is much closer to the beach, so you get a good idea of completely different locations in Laguna Beach. Entering into the main home, you have a nice fireplace, and notice the features are a lot darker with those darker wood tones, but look at that ocean view off the living room. That is what you get when you're closer to the beach. Through the kitchen now, we have these older style tiles, a little breakfast nook on the left, granite countertops. You do have different color countertops, but the veins on the countertop on the left are black, which match the others, which is really nice. little bathroom here, and then going up to the stairs you have this bedroom, but it could actually be nice as a home office if you don't need that third bedroom, because it is really nice and bright. And just entering into the backyard here, look how beautifully maintained this yard is. This is something that would just be really enjoyable to walk around. Unfortunately, it is a little less private with that house looking directly into your backyard, but this is a yard that you don't really see that often. Going back through the house, this is your dining room with tons of windows around here, so you'd probably get a lot of afternoon light shining into the dining area, which is pretty nice. Oftentimes you'll have homes that are really dark, you have to have lights on all the time. Entering into this bedroom right here, you see that it looks off into the backyard, which is a pretty nice feature. Unfortunately, there isn't really much closet space in this bedroom. Full bathroom right here, and you can tell this is very much a beach vibe type of home. This is something that you would absolutely have closer to the beach rather than up in the hills. And then your third and final bedroom here, which looks off into the ocean. You have a little bit of a peekaboo ocean view here from this bedroom. And again, unfortunately, not too much closet space in any of these bedrooms. But that is what you'd kind of expect with a smaller house like this one. Now, I love the front yard of this home. This is something the other house didn't feature, and this house is part of the Mills Act, which gives you a pretty good discount on property taxes. You just have to maintain the house to a certain standard. So that is it for the ride along tours in Laguna Beach. You got to see what two completely different homes look like at same price points, one up in the hills and one closer to the beach, so you can see the pros and cons for that. If you have any questions about Laguna Beach or the Orange County housing market in general, please reach out. I'd love to chat, whether you're buying or selling, see if I can help you out. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, you want to see some more drive along house tours, talk about the housing market, I will be uploading one or two every single week, so subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.